Hi, my name is Manuela. Happy Mother's Day. Growing up, the illusion you have in your mind is that a family meant a mom, a dad, maybe a brother and a sister. Maybe that's what you saw. And yet sometimes that does not happen. You end up being a single parent. And that's the mother I would like to speak to this Mother's Day. The single mother. The statistics in Uganda show that you're not alone. And while sometimes you feel inadequate by virtue of the fact that you did not keep a relationship, or that you failed at a relationship, or that you're not that happy illusion of a family, affects the kind of parent that you are. And yes, it's lonely. You find that at the end of the day, when you come home, you're no longer about your child. You're fending for your family. You're trying to be the breadwinner. And whether you make it or you don't, you're constantly feeling like you can't be a mother or you can't be a father. And you're feeling inadequate, and yet that's what life has given you right now. And why I want to speak to this mother is because that's the family I came from. You worry about your children. Do they need a father? Do they need a father figure? Who do I put into their lives that will change them? They're going to grow up with this misguided perception of family. They're going to grow up thinking it's okay to be a single parent or a single mom or a single dad. And that's what you want to change. And my encouragement to you this Mother's Day, the single mother in particular, is you can do it. I've come from a family like that, and I'll tell you what, I'm okay. I mean, I'm in a marriage right now that's lasted longer than my parents' relationship. So yes, it's okay. Has it been easy? No. Have I had certain warped views of relationships and what men should do and what women should do? Yes, I have. But the thing is, my mom raised me to be a woman that asks questions. So I might not have gotten this whole relationship thing okay, but she taught me to ask questions. So now that my relationship is not okay, ask questions. Ask those who have had a good relationship so you will get better. So how are you equipping your child to grow up to be a full human being? How about you think of things like, how can you get passive income? That money which you get while you engage with your children, so that being a breadwinner is not number one on your list. I don't know if that makes sense. You're not 100% of your feelings are not towards raising school fees, but no, you found other ways of using your money to make for you money. You've invested your salary, half, quarter of it, half of it, you've saved it, you've put it into government bonds to the point that now you're getting back money that you can use for school fees, and you no longer have to worry about school fees. And just being able to find a financial advisor, someone who can come in and look at your finances as a single mother and say, okay, these are the changes you could make so you have enough money to help you pay fees, to help you buy food. Then you have enough time to bond with your children, the things that kill us single mothers a lot. One memorable moment, maybe let me not say moments with my mom, I'll say moments, because they were kind of pretty much the same almost all the time. I think there were times when those memorable moments were when she would sit me down to explain to me what's going on. So say, for example, she couldn't pay fees, or I needed to find transport somehow from school to get home, or like those times when something like she needed to speak to someone. That's what she did. So for me, those were the most, and maybe the most precious, because that's when I started to understand my mom. She would sit me down and say, hey, so this is a problem we have. I have only 5,000 to send you with to school, and I'm not sure that coming back I'll have got the money, because I have to do this and I have to do this and I have to do that. And she would ask me, what do you think? So many times I would say, it's okay, I'll find transport back home. So I felt like this, her life was about a decision that we made together. So that sitting down with my mom, those were the most memorable moments for me. And so that's why even now with my children, even if it's anything, like, so I sit them down and say, so this has to happen, this has to happen, this has to happen. Like, what do you think we should do? Then they say, oh, I think let's do X, Y, and Z. So yeah, I hope they're memorable for them. There's many lessons I've learned from my mom that I've carried on to my adult life. I'm not even sure if I have them, all lined up, but I just see it when I do it. I've learned not to give up. When my mom and my dad were not together anymore, and she'd moved on, she'd moved ahead. My dad, they'd gone their separate ways. At that time, she'd actually lost her job. So where to start was one thing for her, because now where was the support for school fees coming from? Where's all of that stuff? And I realized that for my mom, when she started something, because she's the one who actually started juice, making the juice that we eventually were vending off the streets. But she went and bought a blender and blended that juice year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, up to date. Juice is still being blended. So for her, it wasn't about giving up. Secondly, the thing about my mom was, I think, how to keep money. I don't know how best to say this. She had this trick that she used to call pretend or act. If, say, for example, like now for me, I was on scholarship from S1 all through university. But my mom, every term, was looking for my school fees. So she used to call it pretend. She used to say, let me pretend that I still have to pay your school fees. What would I do? So she would wake up every morning as if she's looking for Manuela's school fees. Then looking for Rinaldo. Like, she was always looking for school fees. So she was still, and then she would get it. Then she would do something with that money. But she would never be at a place where, they've helped me, so I have rested. No. So she always had money. Now that money is what she would use now to build the house. We have a beautiful home. She calls it White House now. So that I learned from my mom. Mommy, Agnes Rutetsire. Thank you so much for being the strong, powerful woman that has raised me. Thank you for the lessons that you've taught me. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for being my sister. Thank you for being my best friend. But thank you also for being my mom and my dad. I have no idea how you did it, how you managed to raise someone like me. I know that the person that I am right now is because of you, and I could never change that for the world. This show in particular Bump Love is dedicated to strong women like you that have raised us. In times of adversity, you've grown human beings. You've grown you've grown a woman that knows herself. And I couldn't trade that for the world. If we had to live life again, I don't think I could have seen you in the light that I see you now, if not for you being single and on your own, and for me to discover you for myself. And I can't appreciate that more than I already feel. You're the light of my life. I can't imagine life without you. Holding my babies with me, holding the business with me, raising, just being a mama. I love you. And from the ladies here at Bump Love, we do this show just for you, because no one did this for us. And every day we wake up, we think of a topic, we hear your feedback, we hear your views, and every day we come back, sit and do this again, over and over again, Speak into the camera, speak to each other, research, both deep inside ourselves and even to Mr. Google. But everything that we do here is just for you, because we know you and I, us all, we have no manual. All we have is our experiences and our children. This Mother's Day, I would like to wish all mothers a happy, bountiful and content day as you celebrate yourself for who you are, because that's who your children see you are.